And we are live. It's Shooting the Shits podcast. We have a special guest today. We got Fiyachick from Aired Out Radio. She is the one, the pat on the backs. Yo, she is accomplished. She's talked to many people that I aspire to talk to. Honestly, because she's been in the game for a minute, talking to a bunch of people. Your most recent interview, I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I actually just got the snippets of you and it was not Streets. Rome, yeah.
Rome? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Rome, your favorite rapper. I just did an interview with him. Well, he interviewed me. And that was different being on. It's different being on this end of the stick.
It really is though, because then you gotta talk about you, which is generally why a podcaster or somebody that runs a show, they're typically talking about other people constantly.
I like it because I don't have to do no work. I get to sit here and just talk shit,
Yeah, that's my favorite right there.
I can curse, right?
Oh yeah. We shoot the shits.
Yeah, shoot the shits. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's we've gotten in trouble with TikTok over our name multiple times, so that's why all the X's.
Okay. I like it.
How long have you been at it?
Radio, 19 years. I've been in it for 19 years, going on 20 actually. This year will be 20. So.
And would you do it the same? Like if you had to do it again, would you take the same route to where you're at today?
It's crazy because, like I said before we got started, I used to be an artist. So if I had to do it all over again, I probably would just continue being an artist, because the way I got involved in radio was because I pretty much was like playing around with everything. I was doing acting, I was doing rapping. And so I got an email in my acting box. And they were saying, do you want to do this? You want to do that? You want to do this radio show? And I just did it, and it winded up being Aired Out Radio for all this length of time. So it kind of detoured me from being an artist. And next thing you know, I wasn't in the studio. I wasn't doing anything. So here I am 19 years later, So I definitely wouldn't even go this route. I would have definitely tried to see where the rap career would have took me.
What was it that what kind of subject matter did you have when you was an artist? Like, was you a conscious rapper? Was you was you an MC or a rapper? How about that?
I was more of a rapper. I definitely wasn't conscious. I definitely was talking shit, talking about sex and beating bitches up. Fucking niggas, doing all kind of, like, I was raunchy, like ratchet, and I still got a potty mouth and I still talk my stuff. I just incorporate it into the radio, pretty much.
Which I think it plays to your advantage, honestly. Like, I think that having that, because people don't like being sold to. They don't want to be sold to, so they enjoy people that are more like them. So like having a relatability to you instead of being all prim and proper.
Yeah, that's true. I think most podcasters or radio hosts kind of have something to do with the music industry some kind of way. Like, they were rappers at one point or singers. So yeah, it makes sense.
And do you so how do you come up with your topics? Because I noticed that you're like very almost up to the minute. Like, it looks like you're reading the news and then you're like, you know what, I'm gonna mention that today.
I guess, like, on Instagram, I just do whatever I feel, or I try to come up with things that nobody's really talking about, or something you may not even be thinking about. The weirdest thing. But then on the show, I try not to repeat myself with the topics. I try not to, or some people try to give me topics and I'll say, no, we already talked about that before,
So it's hard.
It is hard. It is hard, but it's always something to talk about, believe it or not, that we haven't talked about, so always.
I mean, it's infinite, and especially if you are, at least paying somewhat of attention, then there's something every day going on. I mean, there's another distraction right around the corner.
Exactly.
So are you what's impacting you, like, lately? Like, what's something that that you've been thinking about or paying attention to?
I've never been into politics like the way I am now. I've been really heavy into that. And I guess just our rights and, our freedom.
Yeah,
So I've been really paying attention to that more. And I hate to do it because I never wanted to be one of those people that talk about all that stuff on my page because
yep,
I don't want to lose people. But some things I feel like I have to address on my page and have to stand out for. And whether I get cussed out or whether people agree, whether they don't, I feel like it's just my duty as a human being sometimes to bring these things to people's attention and awareness. If I wasn't doing radio and I wasn't so heavy into it, I
yep,
probably would stop right now and just go into politics and like, try to fight for our rights and everything else. Because
yeah.
that's how serious it really bothers me at this point. So,
I'm
yeah.
with you on that. I'm with you on that 100% because I never wanted to be involved in politics, but I was always paying attention. Like, just kept it, over there. Like, all right, yeah, I know what's going on. I just want to, y'all keep it over there. But like,
Right.
then it starts to come over here, and it gets, it starts to
It's
impede.
closer to your house, and you're like, "Wait a minute now, it's a little too
Yeah,
close."
it's affected me, and I did not
Yeah.
want to be like, like with COVID. I mean, we found a huge difference between.
Mm.
I'm in Florida, so like, it was wide open. Like, you had the 3 weeks of lockdown, and then it was wide open. Nobody's wearing a mask. Everybody's just walking around.
Right.
Like, and it went both ways. Like, because I saw that our at the time felt like the the end of the world, and it felt like like wow, these people are crazy. Like y'all are just walking around, just nope,
Right, not
I ain't gonna do it.
caring.
Not caring at all. But then we found the numbers. Like as we went on longer, the numbers just showed that it didn't matter if you were in a state that was masked up or not. The rates were the same. It really came down to your morbidity rates. Like if you were a smoker, if you're overweight, if you have comorbidities, like multiple things that are going to put you at risk, then that's the people who were actually the most affected, or elderly. Um, but it's like if you had more than two, it was likelihood to actually have long term effects on you. Like it affected me like crazy though. The first two times I got it, nothing. Like
You
literally
said the
nothing.
first 2 times? Shit, the first 2 times?
Yeah, first two
Oh my
times.
god. I
Did
got
you?
it once by accident, and that was because somebody came around me because 'cause I'm such a germaphobe,
Yeah,
and I really didn't go out at all, and then, I let one person in, and that's that they fucked me up.
yeah. That's all it takes. It
Yeah.
takes one person.
Mhm.
When did you get it? Like how early on was it?
It was, like, toward the end, like, when everything was kinda and I was like, "Yes, I made it," and then I got it, it's
Nope.
no, like, "Nah, gotcha, bitch."
Yeah, exactly. That's a
Yeah, that's
sample that
how I
played in my
felt.
head.
I was, like, so mad at that person. I was like, "Don't" I didn't speak to him for, like, I wanna say, like, 6 months. I was so upset,
I
so
mean,
upset.
yeah. How long did it last you? How long did it affect you for?
I'll probably say, like, a couple weeks because I was on it. I'm doing all kind of remedies. I think Mucinex was really good for me. Like it
It
knocked out
worked.
everything. Yeah, like even now when if I get a little sniffle, I'm taking Mucinex and
Yeah,
it
there's.
knocked out everything. It was like but I also had an inhaler and all kind of other things too. So like, you know.
Did you have it? Did you have an inhaler like prior to getting COVID or no?
Yeah. Because sometimes when I do get sick, I do need an inhaler like from to open up my lungs and stuff. So I had already had stuff
You was
on
ready.
deck. Yeah, I was already ready. But
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely helped the airways because a lot of people couldn't breathe and a lot of couldn't, so it definitely helped me out a lot.
Yeah, I mean that was I like I said I got it two times, nothing. Like we went down to Miami when it was the epicenter. It was March. It was the middle of March of 2020. So
Mhm.
like they said, "Oh, this is the epicenter." It didn't matter. We had a video to shoot. Like it was my buddy's big video, so it was
You
like,
didn't
"All right, well,
care.
yeah, we had to do it." I mean, we
You
had to,
had to do it.
and they had protocols and everything, but I noticed like it was like a week into it, and I got a headache. And I was like, oh man, I felt bad for maybe a day. That was it. I was like,
Mhm.
oh,
Just one day, that was it?
that was it, and not even it wasn't even terrible. But I never get headaches, so it was kind of weird. And I was like, all right. It took
You're lucky.
it was like 3 months after that. My whole family is just like they're all dying. And I was like just walking around going, All right, beating them
So
all, getting them all,
it
making
was
them all
your
good.
fault.
Do it? No, no, no. Not 3 months later. Like
No, I'm just saying, you never know. You might have brought it into him.
maybe. I'm not gonna say that it's impossible, but I don't think that was the case in this one. Because by then, um, by then they were pretty much going to the store and things like that. Well, or at least my wife was, and I still work, so like could
You
have
was
came from
going to
anywhere.
work with it?
Oh yeah, like not with it. No, no, not with it.
Oh,
But like just we were going to work. Like it's just everybody was what is it? What was the phrase they use?
yeah.
Like a necessary
It
worker.
was, yeah, I got what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which it didn't matter which job you had. It's like everybody's necessary. Um,
Oh,
but like yeah, no, Florida was wide open, and so like they got it again. I got a headache for 2 days this time. I was like, oh, that sucked, but not that bad. I mean, I see that it was killing them, so I'm like, this
yeah.
sucks, but maybe I'm
Heart was
immune.
racing and all kind of like I felt like I was
Yeah.
about to have a heart attack. It was really stressful. But
The
yeah,
third time though, nope,
third
done,
time.
done. Like that took me out for like 3 weeks, and I mean, I thought I was gonna die. Like then I understood what everybody was really going through. I was like, oh, okay, yes, no, this does suck. But now I'm allergic to shellfish of any kind.
Because of
Just
that?
because I got COVID. I was never allergic before. Like I used to love. We'd have uh, shrimp boils, crab boils, and things. No problems. Now, just one. If I take one bite, it feels like it's just fire going down.
That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, it's one of those. It actually changes your DNA like all the way down. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
it's gonna show like in the future they'll be like, all right, this person got it, this person got it this many times. Like they can see how many times it
Yeah,
breaks in your DNA.
I believe that part. Yeah.
Yeah, science is getting crazy. Science is getting crazy, and like, but it just went to show that like it really does matter who your local politician is on how they handled that situation.
Mhm.
You had people in California that were on lockdown for literally 2 years. Like
Wow.
that's the protocol for 2 years, and that seemed excessive considering they had the same death rate that Florida had. And it was like, oh, you can go outside again.
Yeah.
But I understand why they were scared after the third time.
Yeah, yeah. People didn't even make it. A lot of people died. They thought
Yeah,
it wasn't real. So like,
yeah,
it's not real. What you talking about? Like,
that's
yo,
ridiculous.
it's really real out here.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
want to
really.
find out either. I just was like in my little cubby, chilling, relaxing. Didn't
Yeah, well,
matter to me.
that's what's. I mean, the fact that you were able to go so long without getting it is pretty crazy because like
Yeah.
everybody was getting packages from China, like because the shopping went through the roof, like and so everybody was getting stuff directly from China and they were getting it off of the packages. Like when they did a test for packaging, it was everywhere, like it was all over
Yeah.
everybody's stuff.
I was helping people get better though. I
Was
was
you?
like nursing. Yeah, I was going wrapped up, mask on, and I would go help a couple people get better. And I
Yes.
still didn't get it, you know, because I would go home and take everything off and
Hmm.
wash up, and because I'm a germaphobe, so
Yeah.
I was good. But letting that person in my space just messed everything up.
Yeah,
So
and it
yeah.
does. I mean, that's the scary part is like it's the they say that there's another one. Actually just recently saw a video and it was of they were over in China and they were having a like just a bout and they were like, okay, there's I think they said 4,000 students in this school and all but 25 are sick and right here in this big large bay. And it was like this nurse, she was begging, she's like, look, we need to do something. Like this is crazy. I've never seen this before. This is way worse than COVID. And that was probably 2 months
Really.
ago. I was like, man, it makes it around the world too. I mean, the world got a lot smaller. Like
Yeah,
it really, really did.
I believe it. Yeah.
Um, so not to be all doom and gloom,
No,
but like, so like, did 2020 give you any positives? Like anything that you gained from 2020?
during the COVID
Yeah.
situation. Yeah, I've actually like I've learned how to do new business ventures, new business
Okay.
ideas. I've done a lot of stuff online. Um, I've changed a lot of, my methods of doing business. So that it was kind of good. So because I don't really like to do live interviews all the time. I like to
Yeah.
do stuff online like this. And, because I am a germaphobe. But live is cool, but I prefer this,
For sure.
So I did a lot more interviews like this and knocked them out and still was productive,
Yes.
so that kept me alive. And yeah, I think that was the best thing that came out of it, because
Do you have
people
any?
didn't have a choice to
That's
because they
really
couldn't
it.
come here. They was like, all right, I'll do it online. All right, cool, let's do it.
Why not?
Yeah,
That's the whole corporate landscape changed because like people were doing jobs from offices. They realized you do the same job from home, no problem. Why are we doing this all the time?
right.
Like people had a real big problem going back to the office because it was like I don't want to go back. There's no reason to. Obviously, we made it
Right,
through. Um,
right.
did you? So how long have you been an entrepreneur where you didn't have a job for someone else? Like how long have you owned the company that pays the bills?
Yeah. So before radio, I got into real estate, and I haven't worked since 2001, and I love it. So the real estate is like the main gig, and then then you have air it out radio, and then I have other things that I do. I am a silent partner of Dunkin' Donuts as well. So I took out my 401k, and well, I took half of it out.
Okay.
And my girlfriend was doing a business deal with somebody, and it fell through. And so I was like, well, how much you need? So
Right.
I'm just asking questions. And then I was like, so what do I need to do it? And she was like, you don't got it. And I was like, I can get it, but tell me how much it is.
Yeah.
And so, I was we had a meeting, and we pretty much was talking all day and just going over everything. We wrote all our stuff down, and we signed a contract. And, I get a certain amount of money every month, and she runs it. I stay out of her way. I just get my little bit of money.
Hey,
I'm a small partner, but, I just get my money, and I don't say anything.
how does it? How
Yeah.
does it? How does that compare to your 401k that you pulled it out of? Like what's the profit? Compared to comparatively?
Well, I mean, I did take a hit, of course, but I didn't care. I'm a risk taker.
Yeah.
So I've hit it up a couple times. You know what I'm saying? As much as they can let me, I'm trying to take it out because my method of thinking is a little bit different than it was before. When you're younger, you're like, you've always been told save it until you get older, and you retire. But then I'm like, well, what if I don't get 60, 70? Why can't I live now and have fun and enjoy my life? And then my daughter had passed away, so my whole method actually is very different. Now I'm like, nobody's guaranteed. She passed away at 11, so I'm like, yeah, I want to live my life now. And if I do get to 60, I'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I'll make some money, whatever, whatever. But for right now, I'm gonna live my life, and I want to live it to the fullest. And I don't want to be like, oh, I wish I would have did this, and I wish I would have did that. And I might be too old to be able to do anything anyway at 60 something, 70. You get what I'm saying? So I might not even enjoy it anyway.
Right. You're
So
not going to enjoy it to a max for sure. Like you're going to
right.
go, all right, well, this is a safe nest egg, and as long as I spend this exact amount, then I'll be okay for this amount of time. Look,
Mhm.
it's you like you said, nothing's guaranteed, nothing's promised.
Right.
The biggest regret in life is to have regrets.
True.
Like why not live in a? I mean, yes, there definitely. I mean, as an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur, obviously,
Hmm.
um, you take the risks of business. That's just how business works. Like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
I've been fortunate. Like every time that I thought that it was a negative, it ended up being the greatest positive. Like 2020 hit, me and my wife had a very successful cleaning business where we had 16 employees and we just had them, running it. Now we never got a day off, but it was a logistical nightmare. But it was a good bit of money, and I hadn't ever seen that, especially from a business that I ran, I owned, you know. And when 2020 hit, it was like the skirt, that business is done. There are no more tourists coming. So it
Yeah.
was like, all
So it's
right,
done. It's over.
yeah, oh yeah, it's
Oh.
over because well, it ended up transitioning into the greatest things. Like she ended up after we ran through a ton of savings, like because we had to pay unemployment for, I think we ended up 5 months, 6 months or so of paying the unemployment and 16 employees. It just killed
Yeah.
the savings, and it was either fold the company or just go to zero and then still fold the company. And then
Oh,
when everything opened up, we couldn't get the employees to come back because they were like, no, no, we still have COVID money, and
oh wow.
it was still
I
getting
know
unemployment. I was like, all right, yeah, dude, it was killing me
they
because it's
wanted to
like,
chill as long as they could.
yes,
Yeah.
because and I don't blame them for wanting that um that relaxation that you get to be able to like not work every single day and so on, because it is hard, especially because they were in the service industry, and the service industry is always hard, like especially cleaning condos. I mean, it is a labor strenuous job, so
Right.
I got it, but at the same time, I made sure that everybody was fat paid. Like that was
Mhm.
me and my wife. We was like, so if we keep finding somebody that pays what we pay to our employees just to pay us, like we can fold the business right now, like
So
and
you
be happy.
learned. You learned. That's a
Oh
good
yeah,
thing. But I
it's
will say this with real estate. I'll tell you what I did learn because I have 28 houses, right? So
yes.
everybody was late.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, you know. So what I've learned is how to, when that does happen, I've learned what to do in the process of that. Luckily, everybody had like an option to buy.
Mhm.
So they had like money saved in the bank account.
Mhm.
So, it was like, do you want to use some of that money to cover, So, and
Right.
most of them agreed. So, and then I was like, you just put it back whenever you get your shit together. And
Yes.
so that kind of worked out for me because I think if I didn't do that and I wasn't crafty, I probably would have been all fucked up. But I didn't think about it
Definitely.
until like a couple months after. So, like, it did take a shot to my credit.
Yes.
So, even though you have all these great things, they're like, oh, you got real estate, but when shit fuck up, it fucks all the way up. Like,
All
you
the way.
know, yeah, and you gotta have thick skin to like not fold and figure out how to come out of that and be willing to take the hits. I'm willing to take the hits just as much as the good parts of it. You get
It
what I'm
feels
saying?
it sounds like it really sounds like you were helping people and you really care about the people. Like with the people that were in your properties. You weren't like, the land baron and being like, all right, you didn't pay on time. It's time to start evicting. Like, of course, it
Nah,
was
because
during
they were
COVID.
good
You couldn't.
people. Most of them never were late. They were, you know what I mean? They really want to stay there and they really want to own the property. So they didn't do it intentionally. And honestly, it would have took me so much trying to evict them. It didn't make any sense. Like I'm a person of like, does it make sense? Does it make sense? So I could have did that, but then they would have tied me up, and then I would have had to start all over again, and then I would have to try to find somebody in there. It just wouldn't. It didn't. I'd rather keep them in there and work with them,
Yes,
and figure it
absolutely.
out.
You've
It
already
just
you
makes
it's the I don't even want to say evil, but it's the people that you already know. You already know their scenario. You've known them
sense.
personally,
Yeah,
so why change it up for people that you don't know?
yeah,
Um, but again, it does sound like you are for the people. Like you're literally, because I know me personally, I'm a people person, and that's what my main goal was to give people the opportunity to make great money. Like, doesn't matter, anybody can do that job if you just follow a piece of paper. That's all it was if
sure,
you can follow this piece of paper, you can do this job, no problem.
right.
And it was just a matter of if they wanted to. And
People don't want to listen though. A lot of people don't want to listen. They want to do their own thing.
oh, trust me, I found that out. We went through
Mhm.
45 employees in a year and a half, and it was like, because of course it's not a skilled labor, so it's literally just finding anybody that's capable, physically capable, and wants to do it. My best employee was a girl that was actually homeless. Like she was homeless. We didn't know for the first had to be the first 2 to 3 months. We didn't have any idea that she was homeless. She always had because we had uniforms. She had the nicest uniform out of anybody.
Mhm.
She was never late. She was sleeping in the parking lot. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Um, and then one day, like I was like kind of bragging on her and everything, and being like, "Yo, like if y'all could be like Mo, then you should definitely like talk to her, see what she does, because she's the model employee." And
She had a
she
lot of
goes,
heat on her name.
"Yeah." Well, she goes, "Hey, because that's what it was." I said, "So, what are you doing after this? You going to the house, chilling out because it was a hard day or whatever." She's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to the car." Like, yeah, I know you're gonna go to the car, but like, what you gonna do after? She's like, sit in the
Sleep,
car.
sleep in
Like,
my car, eat my
what?
car.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Wow.
And she pretty much just like, she spilled that she had been homeless for about a year, and she's saving up for her own place, and she wanted to be independent and so on. I was like, dude, that's amazing.
That's
Like,
dope.
okay, hey, anything you need, I got you. And we hooked her up with everything possible that we could. And then like every other great thing, it has to come to an end at some point, and that's what really messed me up. Is like she goes, my cousin needs a job. Cool, great. Like, is he anything like you?
It up, then.
Uh, yeah. He's just like me, kind of.
No.
Okay, all right. Nah, not even
Not
remotely.
even close.
Oh, he was
So
trying
he
to.
fucked it up.
He was trying to get with every girl that was on the teams, everything. Like,
Oh God.
it was bad. So much drama, like so much drama, and like really just pulling her down, like from her space. They had so much saved up. Like he worked with us for 2 months, and then I said, we were trying to get a place, so they had more than enough money to get a place. Like at that point, they had plenty, and I was like, you can stay with us for a month, and then after you stay with
You
us,
let him stay with you?
oh yeah, because I care about my
Oh
people.
no.
Exactly. Oh no, bad idea.
Yeah.
Um, eh, so they ended up they had saved all their money. They were saving, like, my wife, she loves to host. She likes to cook and everything. So,
Mhm.
they didn't have any bills, nothing to pay. Just, show up for work and you're good to go. And they went out for her birthday, and they had like, I don't know, 8 or 9 grand. And so they went out for her birthday for a weekend, and they went back home. And then when they came back, she's like, "Yo, we need to stay at the house for like maybe just another month." I was like, "No." Like, there's a limit to it. And she's like, no, I need to stay for another month, because like it is what it is. I was like, well, what happened? She goes, well, I had to get shoes, had to get my hair done. I was like, okay, I don't care if you had to get a new outfit, you had to buy a whole new wardrobe, you still have enough for that. She's
Yeah.
like, well, then we went gambling. All right,
Wow.
well, I don't know what to tell you at that point. Like, there ain't nothing I can tell you at that point. It's like, I mean, just show up for work and do your thing.
Mm.
Yeah, that didn't last very long after that, of course, because
Done.
it sours the relationship. Like,
Mm.
I can keep things
Right.
civil. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You try for your people. Like, I definitely try for every single person, even in this the rap industry. Like, I've been a manager. I've been and not so much management. Although that's what the paperwork said, is
Mhm.
really artist development, honestly,
Yeah.
and part-time therapist.
Oh.
Um, have you ever managed before?
I've managed what, two females and one guy, and I do a lot of PR, and I did artist development as well, you know. But I
What did you?
won't do it. I'm not really interested in that right now
Yeah, I,
because I know I'm usually more excited than they are. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? And if I'm excited and you're not, then it's a problem.
Yeah, if I believe so, I believe in the music. I'm a fan first before I'm anything. Before I'm a producer, mix engineer, anything, manager. I am purely a fan. Like, I have to like what you do before I'll approach you like that. And I have to believe in what you have, because if you have something that's worth showing the world, and I think that it actually could go somewhere, then all right. But if you're not going, I consider this business to be like a burning building, because there's only so much time before, you only have so much time before you got to get out, because otherwise you're gonna get trapped in the building. So like, if they're stopping to tie their shoes, they're stopping like, oh, just to look at things. Like, hey, we gotta go. Hold on, real quick. I gotta take a nap. Yo, I'm getting out. I'm out. I'm gonna help the next person get out. Like, and that's pretty much what it felt like with a lot of people, is that they just lollygagging, just hanging out. It's like, bro, I'm
Yeah.
motivated. I'm motivated to keep going. I've been doing this since 2006, 2006.
Mhm.
But it's always been a different element. I just kept stacking the skills over time. Like, it was like, at first I was the artist. 2006, I started, really pushing into it and making my albums and doing my thing, touring, and I found out that other people didn't know how to do it. It was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm gonna show y'all how to do this, and then we can go out as a group. And what ended up really happening with that is, um, they were always like, we gotta spend money in the studio. We gotta go back to the studio. So by 2008, I got certified in Pro Tools. I went to school to go get certified, and just so we didn't have to spend that money out. Like, I started investing in the studio and everything, and then I realized how flaky people were. That's what it really came down to. That's the first time I realized. I was like, oh, y'all don't really want this. You just want to you want to tell people that you're a rapper is really what it is.
Right.
Like
Pretty
I
much.
went and did a video this weekend. Yeah, but did you promote it? Like, did you put anything into the marketing? Oh, that's all on me. Marketing, what is that? Then I had to learn that game. I've been doing that the whole time. Like, how are you at the marketing side of it?
I love the marketing. So I love
Yeah.
the marketing, the branding, especially the branding. I'm really good at that. That's like one of my niches. I could take something and be like, "This is what you should put with it. You got to do this with it." Da, da, da. Like I'm really, this don't make sense. And if we do this, we do. I'm really good at the marketing and the branding part of it. And then I've made connections over the years that once I do have something, I'm ready to drop it over here and drop it over there. You know, I don't just want to just use my connects for stupid stuff either. You know what I mean? Because
Sure.
sometimes once you use that connect, they'll be like, "Oh, you got one time fire.
Yep.
This is it."
Yep.
Especially for free, before they start charging you, you can
Right.
slide one in there for free.
Yeah. I mean, so I found that doing like because I don't mind doing I love mixing. I'm like as an engineer, I love mixing, and so there's a shortage of engineers, like actual engineers. Like everybody says they're an engineer. Everybody's got a studio, and then you go over there, they got a laptop and a Focusrite. That's it. Like they got a mic
Yeah.
sometimes. But like I'll offer services like whether it's the engineering or the marketing side of it because I was in I used to work for the newspaper, which is an old statement. I worked for the newspaper as their digital marketing rep, so I went business to business, just selling them on the marketing. So it was like just transitioning that to music. All right, sweet, perfect. Like, and it wasn't even intentional. It's just I've been in sales for so long that I happened to get a marketing job and I could transition it to music, and I was like, this is perfect. Like, why didn't I do this before?
Would have had some.
Oh, too many. Like too many. You only got one head and too many hats.
Right.
Like, uh, um, so like, what was your favorite? What's your favorite part of the? If you were to pick a favorite part of the industry in the past, like not where you're at now, but like a part that you've been, a role that you played in the past. Well, what would you say that was? Was it the marketing or the PR, marketing, the management, or just as an artist?
I like. mm, I would say I like being an artist. I like the hustle and bustle back in the day. Used to selling mixtapes, and I like that part of it. But I also like being PR. I like being behind the scenes and making stuff happen and media, like taking pictures and stand right here and do this. I have that eye to make people look good. So I would probably say the media and the PR more so than anything.
Okay.
But I still miss that rapping, you know, selling them CDs and getting out there and just talking shit and all that. I still do that with radio. I still talk shit. I'm the best. The fuck y'all. Y'all ain't nobody.
You you
I do
definitely
it.
do.
Yeah, I still have to do that because it's in my nature. It's in my blood. You know what I'm saying?
It's rap is a very braggadocious, and I hate to use that word, but like I can't think of another word for it. But it's a very braggadocious genre. Like if you, I don't know any rapper that like I'm mid,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
all right.
okay.
Like
I'm all right.
what?
Yeah.
What?
Some people say that to me behind the scenes, though. Believe it or
Yeah.
not,
Okay.
they're
Behind the scenes,
modest.
different.
Yeah.
Like yeah, they try to be humble, and normally those are generally some of the most fire though. Honestly,
Yeah, they are. They are.
you know what I'm saying? Like they're keeping it low key until they think that you have to be out there and you have to make people believe it because they're not even going to give you the shot if they don't see it in you.
Yeah, they be like,
Um,
I think I'm okay. You like, you think?
nah, stage time cut. Like, have you did any like booking or promotional like ran your own promo for a show or not promo but been the promoter rather?
Yeah, I've done a lot of shows, events. We went viral with the radio outlet where New Jersey Devil jumped into the audience and nobody caught him. We went viral with that event. I have the Performance Battle League, which is another event that's like it's kind of like the WWE slash Mass Singer slash it's a lot going on in that whole situation. It's a performance against performance. And so that's the next biggest thing that I'm, involved into
It's
right now.
huge.
Yeah,
It's
it's gonna
huge.
be huge. Yes,
Yes.
it's not huge yet, but it's going to
Right.
be.
I believe that because as I was because I had heard the Battle League just from To from about a year ago when he put me on to you.
Okay.
I had heard from him because he was like, man, I need to get out there. I need to get out there
Yeah,
because he
he's
loves
been
battling.
dying to get out here.
I know he's dying to get anywhere other than Arizona because yeah, that
You're
place
gonna get him
is.
out here one day.
I'm saying definitely
Get him out
because
here.
I want to get him up in the Northeast because like boom bap really has a home in the Northeast.
Mhm.
Like I think more than anywhere in the United States, it's the Northeast just in general, and
Yeah.
that's purely every single rating show or radio host, everybody that hears them, they go, that's old school boom bap. Like that's
And
every
he's
single
dope
time.
too. That's the crazy part. He's really dope, you know. And
Concepts. I
yeah,
love concept
he's
albums.
dope. And you wouldn't think that. You'd be like, who is this guy? Like, come on.
Dude,
But yeah, it'd be those people that you just not even thinking about.
yes,
That's modest, and
they
he's
come from
definitely
nowhere. They come
yeah,
from nowhere. You're
I
like,
know.
what? He didn't start rapping until like taking it seriously until he was 40 or no, yeah, 40 years old. That's when you decide to start rapping. That's the craziest. Like, all right, like let's see how that works out. And actually, like, because um, he didn't have a formulaic background. Like, because a lot of people they emulate who they see or who they're around or their area. Instead, he doesn't. And this is what really tripped me out as a musician and as an engineer. The first time he came to record, he he goes in the booth and he's just sitting there doing his ad libs. Like I heard his ad libs because I'd heard his verse and I was like, all right, that's gonna work. But I took my headphones off and I was doing something else out here in the studio while he was doing the ad libs. And like, what the hell is he doing in there? Like, because he has very very theatrical ad libs, and I was like, dude, what the fuck did I get myself into? Because he's gonna be here another 3 days. All right, let's see. So he goes, all right, hey, can I get you to run that back one more time? I'm gonna do it again. I was like, you might want to. Um, and then I put my headphones on though, and I heard what he was actually doing. I was like, oh he doesn't listen to the beat at all. He doesn't listen to the drums whatsoever. He's only listening to the melody and finding the pocket in the melody. Like
He's
that's
kind
completely different. I don't
different.
know any rapper that is not listening to the drums. That's what drives me.
Yeah, he's definitely different. And sometimes that's good that they don't listen to other people's music because it's like you have your own style, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And my grandmom used to always say, look at your own paper because you don't know if somebody else got the right answer or not anyway. you know.
Smart. That's good
So it's
advice.
like you start looking at everybody else, you start being like everybody else, and that's how it is in the industry. Everybody looks the same, everybody dressed the same, everybody got the same swag. So
Especially now though. I mean, being as as well versed as you are in the industry, back in the day it seemed like, you couldn't be biting. You could not steal somebody else's style and not get called out for it. Like, I mean, that's just people are gonna notice it and it was a big thing. Now it's very prevalent that yeah, that you sound just like that person. Yeah, no. And nobody has a problem with it. I mean,
yeah,
I
it's
hate to
just
sound like an old
crazy.
person and be like, the game has changed, but it has.
But it definitely is, people definitely like to jack people's style. Like I even see people try to do the same thing I'm doing, and I'm just like, how you gonna just steal my shit? Like I was doing, I had caught the microphone because that's my thing. Like I catch the microphone, and it was like, can you do one for me and do me a drop or something? And I was like, no, this is my shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. No, no, no. you know, because I want stuff to be specific for me and my brand. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And it's
I
like,
came
can
up with
I add
this.
something to myself? Or,
Yep.
I
Exactly.
love the fact that they love it. Like that's dope, But it's like, no, like, you know, McDonald's has the arches. Don't try to steal the arches. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like,
Right.
what are you doing?
So okay, so here's a fun question. It actually got asked me last night on the pod with Philly. Um and he asked me, he goes, so do you think that like copyrights are justifiable considering that hip hop was born out of sampling and taking from other people's recordings like originally? Like is it okay for you to take a line, like that's a common thing where you'll take
Just one
a
line.
phrase, yeah, like one line or one phrase, just to it drives the point home, and it also ties you back to that, the for me it's nostalgia a lot of times. I ain't a killer, but don't push me. That's been repeated so many times.
True.
And I don't mind. I never mind. Like, because they didn't bite anything really. That's one line out of a song.
But some people, because like some people can make it historic though, and so those people, it's like if that's their line, and then just like Glorilla, she got her thing out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is that a river? Is anybody? Like if you go and try to steal that, it's like, come on, you know where you got that from. It's like a
100%.
matter of respect, I think, more so from hip hop and the music industry. It's like the respect of it. Like if you say, yeah, I got it from such and such. As long as you pay homage to that, like don't try to act like it was yours from the beginning, then I guess it's cool. But if you try to like act like you made the bar and you created the bar, like, yeah, that's where it gets sticky. Because I think that's all people want. They just want the homage or they want the money. Like one or the other. You got to figure out which one it is, but you need to do one of them.
I'll take the money.
Yeah.
Homage is nice, but I'll take the money.
Yeah.
So like, okay, so and then that's literally my same exact answer. What I told him, which was that it just matters as long as you credit the source, then I don't really have a problem with it as long as people know that it's like you said, it's not your original thing. But like, what about the sampling side of it? Like the beats that like I hear so many
The
melodies
same
and
thing.
hooks.
The same thing. It's credit. Like beat makers and producers, they're gonna be a little different. They're gonna want their bread. They don't give a fuck about no credit. They want their money. Like they want their money and to be acknowledged. That's different from them. Because like one bar, somebody can be like, I ain't worried about this shit. But producers, no, they ain't trying to hear none of that shit. They want their money. Because you got to remember the producers and the beat makers, right? They're in the back end. They're quietly waiting to get paid all these years into the song pops the fuck off. And then you finally pop it off and now you want to play with my fucking money? No.
Nah.
So
ain't sitting around. Ain't just sitting here waiting for it either.
Nah. Like, and then it's already out and now you still want to play with me again? No.
But that's a real thing that like people again paperwork and they constantly like this group it's 13 individuals in this heist that I'm working with, and constantly I'm stressing paperwork for every single thing that it is, because it's like you want to have your rights. I made sure that every single person in this has the exact same share like of the project. It don't matter if it's your song or someone else's song. We're all consider us a band, because this project by itself, all the songs that are on it, it's all yours. So you want to push the next person. Well, it's so that they push the next person. Like so you don't even if you don't like the other person, you're gonna be like, I want his song to be successful, so I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna get it popping.
Yeah. Everybody ain't like that.
Yeah, I know. Trust me,
really nice.
We've realized that. Because like I try and give everybody the benefit of the doubt that they're gonna do the right thing.
Yeah.
And when they prove me wrong, it's like, all right, cool. It's like that Bronx Tale where he's like, this dude stole $20 from me. All right, well then, forget about it. What you mean forget about it? Like, let's go get him. Nah, it only cost you $20 to get you that person out of your life. Yeah. That's cheap. Yeah, let him go. So it's the same. It's the same feeling I got. Yeah, like
some people it's the principle with them. They're like, I don't care. It's $20. Like $20. Like I've gotten arguments with my mom for $5. So, and she ready to fight over $5. You get what I'm saying? So with some people, it's everything. That's all they have. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna kill you over it, no matter what.
Absolutely. Like, and I've been in that position where it was like I've absolutely done some dumb things over $10. Yeah. But it was, when I look back on it though, I go, is it worth it? Like that dude got stitches and like some brain damage, like over $10. Like man, that ain't.
I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes it is though, because like it's the principle. It's the principle. Because sometimes like even now, because I'm such a changed person, people play with me a lot, But if I went back to the old me, they wouldn't like that person at all. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, y'all so lucky I'm not who I am. Because now you're like, I ain't worried about this shit because I got so much more to lose.
Wait
But
for
back
it.
then, you
Wait
like,
for
no,
it.
beat your fucking ass. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but you know, you let it go. But it's a principle because you got to make sure people don't play with you.
That is
You
right
know,
though.
I
You
just
still
do it
gotta.
in a different format now.
Yes.
You know,
So that's why I've been saying this whole time is because like I have not had to go through litigation for anything serious. I've not had to like sue anybody over anything, and I'm not trying to. I don't want to have to. I hate the court system. I don't want anything to do with
right,
it. But the reason this paperwork exists is for exactly that purpose. And I said the first one to actually cross the line that it steps on my toes. I'm gonna have to do it, and I need the practice. So first one, anybody?
right.
Go ahead. You can get it too.
Everybody?
You call the shxtz. Um, so like yeah, like so have you ever had one of those events? Like have you ever had to go through litigation for either just in general,
Sue
like over a
somebody?
contract dispute?
I did. I
Yeah,
actually,
that you're allowed
it's
to talk about.
crazy. Oh yeah, I could talk about it. It was so minor though. Well, it's funny because I had got sick one time, and I was just talking about this. This is funny. I had got sick, and I was about to do an interview with somebody, and my interviews were like $100 at that time because it had a whole bunch of stuff included. And so I got sick, and I had to cancel with the artist, and he got impatient, and he didn't want to wait for the next day that I had available for him. And because usually my days are like weeks down the road, like
Yeah,
you're not gonna get it tomorrow or anything. So
right.
anyway, he didn't want to wait, and he was like, "Well, my people told me to sue you," and I'll say, "What?" And I said, "Your people told you to sue me." So he said, "Yeah." So what he did was he paid it through PayPal. Well, yeah, he made the $100 through PayPal. He asked me for the money back. I said, I really don't do refunds, but I'll give it back to you because, it was my fault, whatever. So I gave him back the money through PayPal. He made a claim through PayPal, and PayPal wanted the money. And I said, I already paid him, right?
Yeah.
So then PayPal took the $100 out of my account. So he got paid 200. And then he had the audacity to go to his bank and make a claim with his bank. And then the bank took money from my account. So he got $300 out of me. And then it took me like 3 months to get all that money. The other $200 back because PayPal was acting stupid. Like they don't understand what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But so not really me suing anybody, but I got sued.
Yeah.
Like I got kind of claimed or whatever. But most of the time, um, if it's something small, like I got beat one time. I paid an artist to interview somebody,
Mhm.
and matter of fact, it was Diamond from ATL. That bitch paid
Let them
her
know.
money.
Let them know.
Yeah, let them know she a fraud. And I paid her. And who else? Mayno. No, not Mayno. Yeah, no, Mayno gave me back my money. What's the other dude? The one that's in jail now? I knock your fucking teeth out. Um,
Uh, it's
uh, Casanova. Him.
yep, yep,
Him too. Got fucked over with him. So them two right there, they the only two that I got kind of screwed over with. And I had to learn that the hard way. You always pay PayPal, or you know what I'm saying?
yep.
And people don't know that Cash App is a wire transaction. You can get your money back. It's just going to take a long time to get it.
Yes.
You have to go through a whole process to get that back. But yeah, those two was the only one. But the one that came after me, I was like, your people told you to sue me? Like, really? Over $100? And he was like, yeah, they told me what to do. And they coached him good. I've never seen that happen before. It was good. I was like, bravo. That was good. Like, but I was mad as shit. Like, yo, I know y'all not gonna let this motherfucker get away with this shit. And it was like, there's nothing we can do. And it
We
was like,
do.
oh my
Yeah,
god,
y'all control the money. Stop playing. Like
yeah,
y'all can absolutely do something.
yeah,
But honestly, like I hate to say it, but I am a fan of somebody that has a hustle regardless. Like if I got, then I got. Like you have to take it. Like you have to take
Yeah.
it with
Right.
like like all right, like I see you though, I see
It's
you.
a learning lesson. Learning lesson.
I had a homeless dude hit me up. I was walking out. I was getting ready to go to the strip club, and this homeless dude he just hit me up, and he said, "Is when I was in the military," and he's like, "Hey man," and he hit me with a story, and it was a good story. Like it was like, I work over here at the medical center. Like my wife just left me. She's actually cheating on me with the neighbor, and all the details. I was like, all right. And he's like, if I could get like $20, I mean 40, I could get a place to sleep tonight, but you can come up to Womack.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 to 40. You can get a hotel for that. But he's like, I have the rest. Like I got some money. Like I just had to leave with whatever's in my wallet. Like she's already closed out all the accounts. She stole all my shit. Like lying, cheating, bitch. And like it was like, and he, I mean, great actor, like great actor. And so, um, I spent too much at the strip club that same damn night. I spent way too much, and I was like, I wasn't gonna even hit him up for the money, like at all. But I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna go check him. So I went up to the
She's a
medical
homeless
center.
guy.
Not well. I went. He said he worked at this medical center on base,
Oh.
and that's why I gave him
You
the money
trying
because
to
he's
get
like,
the money back from him?
I was too. I was too. I was like, hey, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like that was. I was 18.
That
I
was
was 18.
never gonna happen.
Nah, hell no, it wasn't. But like,
Okay.
but I went up there and they said he's like, I don't even know who you're talking about. Like, no, that guy doesn't work here. I was like, all right,
Wow.
you got me, whatever. I forgot about it. It was like 2.5 years later. I was actually getting out of the military. I was getting ready to go home, and I was in a drive-through, and this homeless dude comes up, knocks on the door, knocks on the window, got the same exact story. I was like, hey, you actually got me like 2 years ago. He's like, with the same story. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, and he started to walk away. I was like, no.
No, bring your
Yo,
ass.
you know what? You know what? I gave him $20. So I was like, I did. Yes, I did because I was
Why?
like, because he got me the first time and it was such a good story. I was like, that's entertainment. Like that's absolutely
Oh
you got it.
man.
Because I had it at the time too. It's not like I was hurting for it at that point. But like it was just really the fact that he was entertaining and that was a good hustle. Like I'm a fan. Like I had to tell my wife because she's from small town Mississippi. Like when we went to New York, she's like every single person that was selling something, pushing something, like she's stopping and she wants to talk. I was like, no, keep rolling. Like you just grab it or don't grab it and just keep walking. And she's like, well, that's rude. I was like, we gonna be here all day if you do that. But normally, I'll sit there and listen to a pitch all day just because I like to see the different reactions. Like I can never remember his name, but he's a dude on YouTube that he's a door-to-door salesman. He sells cleaner.
I
Like
think I know who he's talking about.
dude, he's got some great lines. Like
No,
those are some
he's
great
good.
lines.
He's good
Yeah.
though.
And that's what I'm looking for. I want to see somebody that has that charisma and so on. Like I'm a fan of the sale.
But
So like
sometimes I don't even be wanting shit though. I be like, that was good, but I don't want it. Just
yeah,
take the money.
yeah.
Bye. Right.
Oh, but it's part of the entertainment. Like you transition from the being an artist to the business side. You already have obviously you had that business mentality from like the entrepreneur, the hustle, like from way back. When do you think that you realized that you had that drive or that ability?
Right. I think I had it way before like I started rapping or anything. When I was younger, I lived with my grandmother and I used to sell candy. My grandma gave me like some money and I would eat it all. And then I would be in class and they would be like, yo, can I have a piece? And I started giving, because I'm friendly. And then I was like, man, I'm gonna start charging y'all motherfuckers. And then I was like, the next day they asked me again, I was like 25 cents. And it was like, all right. And I was like, oh shit.
I could do this.
So
Yep.
I was like, all right, that's it right there. And I just started selling candy from that point on. And I think I sold candy all the way up until like 10th grade.
Dang.
I was like, yeah, I was hustling. I was buying sneakers because my
Yeah.
grandma was like, she would only give me like $10 and I just flipped that shit.
That's how it's
And
done.
she
Because
thought I was selling
entrepreneur.
drugs because I had so much money. And she was like, you got all this money? But when I was like, look, I need you to take me to the store. And because I was buying, the boxes at the store, how like you go to a like corner store and you buy the little boxes.
Yeah.
It was like, no. We're going to take you to like BJ's and, get the bulk joint. I was like,
Yeah.
oh. So she
Yeah.
taught me how to really hustle. She's like, you get them in bulk, buy more,
Buy
change
low,
the
sell
price.
high.
Yeah. And she really just elevated my game. So, yeah,
That's
but that was before I was working.
I swear that is the story of every hustler that I know. They figure out
Really?
something back in the day. It's literally because I was the same way. It was literally candy to start with, and it's like you're gonna figure out something to make value when you don't have the ability. Like the innovation. What is it? Where you don't have the ability to do it. It's essentially like the fact that you don't have limitation is the mother of all. Um, all
Right.
Nope, let it go.
You got it.
I let it go. It hit the gap. It hit the gap. I gotta let it go. So like essentially like whenever you don't have the ability to do something or gain money, like we was poor as shit when I was a kid. So it was like you had to learn how to hustle something, whatever it was. And so it's like shit, candy. Like even when I had school lunch, it was like, what y'all got? I'm gonna figure out what you want. If I trade this dude my milk and this dude my pizza, I can get your like I was just trading shit and just figuring out the economics of
Smart.
school. But that's what you do as a hustler. Like that's
Yeah.
what you automatically have that, and it grows until you're an adult.
Yeah.
And
But I was like the only girl doing it. So you don't really see too many girls selling it. You see guys doing it or boys. But I was just, and I was the only one doing it for a while in my school. And then somebody, of course, want to come and sell
yep,
candy almost like,
Burger King come up and
yeah, it's like, come on, man, what you doing? But yeah, for a while I did it all the way up until then. And I was like, I'm going to get a job. And that was,
That's true though.
yeah.
That's true though. Why do you think that it was more males than females? Like that was the
Females are lazy. Sometimes they're
yeah
lazy. No, for real. And I love my women, but sometimes we're lazy and we're used to being taken care of and somebody giving us stuff. So we don't really think to like go get our own shit all the time. The only reason why I like to get my own shit is because I'm used to getting my own stuff because I know ain't nobody gonna give it to me. So I knew nobody was gonna give it to me, so I had to go get it. And that's just common sense. But a lot of people are waiting until somebody gives it to them. Like, I'm
yep
pretty, give it to me. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
And
why do
how
I gotta work for it?
how often does that work though? It works a lot though.
It
You'd be
works a
surprised how
lot,
often it works.
but
It's
I'm
like
impatient. So, like,
yeah
for me, I'm like, I don't have time to wait for you to go get it when I could go
yeah
get it myself. You
right.
know?
We'll cut out the middleman here. Like
Yeah, he's in
never
the way.
expectations. Yeah,
He's
I
in the
mean, so
way.
when did you start working? Like, what? How old were you when you started working?
I was actually mowing lawns like 13. And
Eh,
then when I got my working papers at 14, that's when I officially started working. I was working two jobs. I was busting my ass. Like,
hustling.
yeah, I like money because I'm from
Yeah,
the project. So
yeah,
and my grandmother was like a workaholic. So I looked at that, you know what I'm saying? Like work, 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 work. You gotta work
yep,
in order to get shit. And I liked it, nice stuff. I liked
yeah.
it jewelry, I liked it sneakers and now I'm like plain Jane until I'm on the air, but I'll wear the same shirt every day if I could. But what I'm saying, I'll wash it and wear it again, wash it and
Yeah.
wear it again, but I have a lot of clothes. I have a lot of
Do you?
clothes and sneakers and shoes and stuff.
Okay. This is something that I've always thought about, but I don't think I brought it up on the pod. Like, so I was also obsessed with um at a certain point I started getting obsessed with the material. Like just really obsessed with like gaining that material.
Yeah.
Whatever that meant. Like and the material kept going up no matter what it was. It was like it went from being I want to get nice shoes to I want to get a nice car. Like and then it's like I wanted to get a nice house. I want like it just kept elevating and elevating. Do you think that that comes from the lack
Not
um
having.
of finances? Yeah,
Yeah.
like the not having as a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah, because I did that a lot when you from the projects and not having stuff, you want everything. That's why people steal and rob because it's easier to take from you than to go, work for it. It's easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want everything that you can't have and like that's why we bust our ass to have those things because we just want them. I had a whole bunch of cars. I don't drive now. I've had Lexuses, Benz, you name it, I drove it, and fucked them all up too. You know what I'm saying? I never valued anything. Now I do because I'm a lot older and I understand what shit is. But back then, I didn't care about anything. I just wanted it. I bought it, or guys bought it for me, and I never valued it. and then appreciated it until now. Now I'm like, my friend had threw a shirt in a trash can. Somebody gave him something and it was like, this is my sponsor. But it was a yellow shirt and he just threw it in the trash can. Wasn't nothing wrong with it. And I've been homeless before, so I'm just looking at him like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Wasn't nothing wrong with it. And I'm looking at the shirt and it didn't have no hole in it. It was brand new. And he said, I just didn't want it. And I was just like, that is the most dumbest reason I've ever heard. I took it out the trash. I don't care. Call me a trash picker, but I took it and I washed it and I wear it around the house.
Yeah.
So it's like, every once in a while, I wear that bitch around the house. Like, I mean, it's still a shirt. I can
Yeah.
like wipe the floor with that bitch. I'd rather do something with it than to
Yes.
throw it in the trash for no damn reason.
Right. I'm with you on that.
It's just the
I'm big on
value of
donating.
stuff. Yeah, like
I'm big on donation. Like I'm really I like donating things, but I don't like donating it to like the Salvation Army or something like that, like an organization. I like person to person because I don't like them profiting off of off of that. Like somebody's charity, they're profiting off of it. It's like, what y'all doing? It's like the March of Dimes.
Yeah.
It's 10%, 10 cents of every dollar goes to the actual cause. The rest is all like
it
just
sucks.
going in pockets.
That was one of my first jobs. I worked at a Salvation Army. So
Yeah.
I knew what goes in there, and I used to hide the clothes that I wanted, and then I would go, but when my payday came, and I take the clothes. But I mean, yeah, it's some good shit in there. And then you got people that die, and they just want to get rid of stuff,
Yep.
and they just don't know what to do with it, and they just throw it in there.
And they don't even know what they got a lot of times. Like,
I know, because I got a couple furs out of that joint. So
yeah, that's
That
what
was-
gave me. In high school, I was all about style and like that song came way later, but thrift shopping. Like I used to go to the thrift shop all the time because you don't know, you gonna find some things in there. Like you gonna find some crazy finds, and that nobody knew, and all of Orlando, like nobody was hitting those. So it's like,
oh my god,
you're
it's
gonna
some good
you're gonna
stuff.
get vintage everything.
It's some great stuff. Name brand, just crazy. People are definitely slipping, because they're just too good. Like, I'm not going in there. I would never. It's like, all right.
All right, yeah, you're lost for sure,
Right.
Like, would you? So, are you into fashion like now? Like, as far as the clothing, not only on yourself, but like I'm saying, like any interest in a clothing brand or anything like that? Because I always say you always
Well,
looking fly. You always got you're always rocking the good shit. So, like,
I rock my stuff on air most of the time. Like, this is my new merch. This is the wrap bag. This is mine. But yeah, I try to wear it because everybody would get on me. And he's like, "Where's your merch at? Where's your?" And I was like, "Fuck it." So I did create my own line. I had the Air It Out Radio stuff. And this is one of my like. I have potato chips. I pretty much have everything. Water and potato chips and cookies, and so I'm into the heavy branding and the merch situation. But I do love making stuff, but at the end of the day, it's expensive. It's expensive.
it's a lot of upfront.
And yeah, it is a lot of work, and it's definitely a good, like people do buy my stuff, which I'm so grateful for. I'm really grateful for that. But
Every
you got to
dollar they
keep
spend
coming up
with
with
you.
new stuff.
Yeah, because they gonna be like, yeah, I had the chips. Now what else?
Yeah, like what else you
Like what
got?
else?
You're like,
What else?
oh, back to the
I come
drawing
up with
board.
I come up with something. Like, where did you get the idea for like to really expand the out of t-shirts? Like, because every rapper that I come across, the number one thing they want to do, they're like, I gotta get a shirt, or I gotta get a hat. It's like,
Yep.
yeah, like everyone else. And what do you want to put on it? Well, my logo, like my name and my face, and nobody, if they don't know you, they're not gonna wear you because that's like literally you're signaling to other people that you believe in the same thing that they do. And I don't know you. I'm not about to rock your face or your name. Now,
Right.
if it's a fly design, that's another story. Like if it looks good, I'm a rock it. I'm a fuck with it. But like there's a perfect example is a group out of Orlando called Stranger Haze. I don't even think they're around no more. But it was just Stranger Haze with a weed leaf in the middle. The merch, they sold so much merch that they put him on the Tech Nine circuit, like he was doing a Florida circuit, and they were like, "Yo, go with the guy that sells merch, like nobody else." Like, and so they just the music was terrible. Everybody
The music was terrible, but they had good
merch was dope. Merch is dope.
Yeah, the merch does change the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what you gonna make money off your music? Because that era is gone. Like it's coming back now. That's what I'm promoting right now. Is like I'm saying it's D2C, like direct to customer. Like that's what we try to push. Is start selling. You can't sell physical though. You can't sell physical albums. So since you can't sell physical albums, how do you make money on your music? Because that's what a lot of the artists think that they're I made the song. My job is done.
Yeah.
What? It just began. You did like
Speaking,
maybe 20% of the work. I'd say like 15.
not even that,
Yeah, I'm
But
saying.
the merch is definitely, you got to be creative. I've done cakes, I've done cupcakes, I mean,
Man, that's
my
hard.
name is pretty much on everything that I have, like somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't skip a beat when it comes down to that, you know. But I think that that's part of the branding too. You got to be
Yes.
able to brand and put your name on everything. I got cups. I got like, I got robes and stuff with my name on it. Like it's crazy, but I love it because I'm probably like the only female radio host and show station that can really like. I got so much merch. Like I could wear different hats with everything and still look good. I make this shit look fly. You know what
Every
I'm
day.
saying?
Every day.
Every day. Like I come on, even if I'm bumming, I just got a little hat on, a little raggedy ass shirt or whatever. I'll still fly. Like, because I'm glad that somebody kind of pushed me to do that. And I had a logo with a female, like my logo, the first logo I had, it was my face. And I had a friend of mine, he said, "Hey, Fire, like I fuck with you, but I can't wear no female on my face all the time." So
Right.
this is, if you look back here, this is not the one, but this is like a newer version of it. But um I haven't made any t-shirts of that one. But I had to make something. I said, "Man, fuck you." Like I cussed them out. I was mad. I was in my feelings.
Yep.
But then I thought about it and I was like, yeah, my fan base is predominantly men. So I gotta adapt to them. Like I
Yep.
just have to. I have to think like them. I have to think like a business person instead of being personal.
Yes.
And that's what I had to learn. I had to learn that stop being personal fire. Get out your fucking feelings. This is business. The guys want to wear something and you're the face. They don't want to rock no bitch. Like they don't want to see no female. They want a male. They want some male shit.
Yeah.
And so this like stuff like this,
I was
you would
just
think
thinking
this
that.
is a guy.
I want.
Like,
I want that. I want that one. I'm looking
yeah,
at it. If it's on it. If it's on it.
I give it
Saying.
to you. And so it's like you want to make it, if you want to be in a business, you want to adapt to your fans and give them what they want. And I said, okay. So I had to redo my whole logo all over again. And then I started doing stuff like with the flag. That's my flag right there.
Okay.
So I'm probably the only one with a flag. I got my own personal flag. And even
Yes.
though it's simple and plain, I just want to stand out and do things that nobody is doing. You know what I mean? I
Yes.
want to make it hard for everybody before I get up out of this industry, you know?
I'm trying to. I mean, honestly, that's how you. I mean, but that is how you do it. Is you've diversified in all types of objects. Like you've learned the manufacturing business. You've learned the retail business. I mean, just to get into merch like you are is. I mean, it's really impressive.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it takes um, a lot of time. I would imagine not only the finances, but just your time. Your time is very valuable.
I always tell people to sample stuff first, like before you go into heavy, because I would get a hat and just buy like spend $300 worth of hats or buy
Yeah.
30 of them. I would buy one hat first and see what the feedback is first. Like
Yes.
I'll wear it and see if they like, yeah, fire that is dope, and I'll be like, yeah, yeah, this is good. All right, one more, one
Yep.
more.
All
And
right.
I would just take the comments and listen to the feedback before I start buying a whole bunch of it. Because if they don't like it, I'm not buying it. Like they don't like it. What
Because they
what
ain't
do I
gonna
do?
buy it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you gonna end up with a bunch of merch. Like so that's why. What's your feeling on drop shipping then?
I
Like
like drop shipping. I mean, it works for some people. I do like to. I'm one of the people that I like to touch everything that I have. I like to have all my stuff here, and then I do ship it out. But I'm not against like people that put their stuff on, the websites and stuff. If that's what you got to do, But when I do get stuff, I do buy a few hats and then I'll send it out because I don't want to have too much of anything out, and I don't want something that's online, I may forget about it and be like, oh, I don't have that anymore. I just like to keep everything under my umbrella and not have to pay anything out to anybody.
Yeah, no,
I'm
that's I mean,
cheap.
no, it's not cheap. That's smart because you're making the highest profit margin there. Like that's something that I told the rappers that are starting out. Like I'm pretty much starting a website specifically so it's got artist education on it so that I don't have to say the same thing 1,000 times. Just give them
Nice.
a bunch of YouTubes. Like I called it free music education because
So
it's like 600 hours of different videos from all the different gurus, and it's like it's been vetted because I watch it, so it's
stuff
just
I like to watch too, because you can never not learn anything. Like it's always
that's
something
right.
you can learn, big or
There
small. I don't
always
care how big you are. You can always learn something from
yep.
somebody.
And that
Hmm.
was Joyner Lucas. He was talking about this about how they were running their tour. He was on Brandman Network, No Labels Necessary, and he was on there and he was talking about it was the manager talking about how they stopped printing all their merch and everything because he was like, look, we gotta take all of this from one place to the other, to the other, to the other, and we find out by doing the tour what sells, and then we're gonna go ahead and invest in that. We're just gonna put it into a drop shipper, like, and let them take care of the rest. Like they just handle the shipping side. He's still manufacturing and so on things that work. Otherwise, he's like, look, with drop shipping, I've got 100 different styles, variations, everything all across. I don't pay a dime for any of it. I don't have 1,000 shirts sitting in a warehouse somewhere that are never going to sell.
Right.
It's online. It's not even printed yet. They're printing it on demand. So he's like,
That's good.
start out that way and then move yourself into you see what sells. You're just like you said, you get all the feedback. Well, if they're buying it and they like
I
it,
need the
like
feedback. The feedback is
yeah,
important, but I'd be scared about other people having control over some things. I'm a little control freak, but usually when people do stuff with me, they tend to fuck up things and then it's my fault. They don't see that person. You get what I'm saying? So like if you don't ship it in time, they're complaining to me and now I gotta send them another hat or something to calm
yeah,
them the fuck down,
yeah.
or I gotta give them an interview, or I usually have to make it up so it wind up cost me money anyway. So if it's gonna be anybody's fault, I'd rather for it to be mine, and then I know exactly where everything is going, when it's coming out, when it's left, da 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 da. Like I know exactly what's
All the
going on.
details. Every last
Yeah.
detail.
And
See, I
I hate to be like that. I'm not big yet, so I guess that's probably why I haven't went that route. But because I still have a little bit of control and I still have a little bit of time to ship stuff out when I can. But I also give myself time. I'll say, give me this much time to ship it. So I'm like safe.
yes,
You know what
I'll
I'm
double
saying?
that. Whatever I think it'll take, I double it, and then it's like, all
Yeah.
right, I'll be
Right,
good.
right. I'd be like 2
Yeah,
weeks. Like
yeah, yeah.
whatever, just to, give myself
Throw
that
it out
space.
there.
And if I fuck up, like I said, I'm like, I apologize. This is what I'm doing. I usually give them something else in the process of that. Just
Yo,
so
some
everybody's cool.
game, some
Yeah.
game I learned from some game I learned from. So I'm currently at Florida State University. I'm at FSU
Okay.
for marketing, and I'm getting my master's in marketing and business. And I went back after all these years randomly. Like
Wow. I know
I've
you're
already
doing
been.
it all.
I'm,
You're
dude.
like, I
I
went to the
wanted.
military and I'm like, Jesus,
I got
you
seven.
live like
I'm on
20 lives.
I really have though because like
Right.
I'm maxing out. Like this so I have a 10-year plan. I'm on year 7 of a 10-year plan and this next 3 years is literally getting my degree and networking as much as I can. Networking so that I can use those connections to be able to pull the artists that I work with up like to the next level, like bring people up slowly but
Oh,
surely. Um
still,
and it's really all in service of them because I've learned all this stuff. It used to be for me specifically, and then it's like, well, now I'm just learning it for y'all so that y'all can let's get y'all up to the next level because time is not you only have so much time, and so like I don't feel like my time's expired because I'm still on these tracks. I'm still rapping, but I enjoy my time on this side of the mic. Like I enjoy the engineering and the business side. So like I've just really pulled back and gone, you know what? Actually, like and also the long term goal is to you got to retire at some point, right?
mhm.
So I don't want to wait until the end, like wait until like you said 60, where I might not enjoy it. I'd like to be in the next 10 years after the 10-year plan. I'm done after 10 years. Like I'm not gonna play this game forever.
Because everything is phases, you know, like you're going through all your phases in different lives. I feel like I'm like on my seventh or eighth life too. And everything is experience. And so you're experiencing different things. And that's good because some people just stay in one little box and that's it. They don't want to experience
Stagnant.
nothing.
They
So
stagnant.
yeah, and that's boring to me. It's like, nah,
It
I
is
gotta
boring.
learn how to do this and do this and do that. And the more you learn, the more valuable you are. And that's why I
Yes.
ain't going nowhere. It's hard to knock me off. I was having this conversation with Drew Ski, and he said, I said, yeah, people want me to get out of here, calling me I'm old, I'm a dinosaur and shit, because I've been in the game for so long. And it's like, I said, tell me, I was like, get me out of here. He said, Fire, they can't get you out because you know a lot about the business. You know
Mhm.
too much. They got to get somebody to replace you first.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, damn, yeah, you talking your shit. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But they do. They think they can replace somebody like me because you might have more numbers than me.
Mhm.
You might twerk better than me.
For now. For now.
Yeah, because that's your thing. That's not mine. But you can't outweigh who I am and my merits. That's where I
Yeah.
fuck y'all up at. The
Yeah.
merits, you know?
Come talk to me in about 10 years and see if you still even in this game. Like,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
they ain't here for the long term. They
Because
here for the
5
short
years
term.
you start shaking. And I seen
Yeah.
people, that's when people start stealing stuff. Like, I'm gonna just take this from her and take this from her. Yeah, y'all start shaking and then you start trying to figure out what you're gonna do. And I just watch them go by. See you later. The ones
Yep.
that was like, yeah, Fire, you, yeah, I'm the best. And I was like, oh, okay. And y'all going now.
Yep. Yep.
See ya.
You that's so many people in this industry. They get out so quick. To
Mhm.
kind of to bring it right back around to the game that I got from actually going to school here. They said something about marketers. They said, so like in a lot of department stores, they actually have a budget. Like they give their salespeople a budget to go. All right, so if somebody has a complaint, you can get like
Give them like a refund or
yeah, it ain't even a refund. They give them $600 to go up and above their refund to make sure that
they
they
get
just do
happy.
yeah, they're happy
Yeah.
because what happens is they're happier after they've had a problem and you went beyond and fixed way beyond that. They're way happier and they're way more loyal than somebody that was just a loyal customer before. So like they were actually making mistakes on purpose so that they could go ahead and fix it like that, and you have a lifelong customer after that.
Yeah, like if you
So
go to McDonald's and they taking too long with your fries and they cold and you like, yo, you go back in there and be like, yo, I want some hot fries. What's going on? And I'm late for work. Can I get an extra drink? And they're like, sure. But you gotta ask. They ain't gonna
yeah,
just give it to you. You
yeah,
gotta ask for it, you
yeah,
know? So even like with my merch, if I take too long or for something, I'll be like, I'm gonna send you a hat and then I'm gonna send you something else in there. And that might have been a hat that, I didn't like, or maybe it was an extra,
yeah,
extra large or something like
yeah.
that. And I'm trying to just get rid of it.
Yes,
So yeah,
and they're still gonna appreciate it. They're
yeah,
still
they
gonna appreciate it. They're like, oh, it's too big. It's kind of ugly. It don't matter. It don't matter. Shit, it was the thought that counted on that one.
right, right.
Like,
It could
yes,
have been like a mishap. Like I could have had like a little, scrape with the E, and I was a little
yep,
anal about it. I was like, I'm gonna skip to them. You don't know, but. But yeah,
yes,
no, that's what you gotta do. You gotta make your customers happy so they can keep coming back. And I can't stand what artists or people say, I'm just trying to get whatever I can out of you. Or, I'll be like, man, I can't fuck with you. Cause I'm
that's
in it for
exactly
the
it.
long run. I wanna like grow and I wanna be, you know what I'm saying? I wanna get somewhere further down the line with you, not just you trying to get whatever you can get out of me. That's using me. Like I don't want to feel who
Yes,
the fuck wants to be used all the time.
nobody. Nobody wants to be
Right.
used, and nobody wants to be sold to. Like they
Right.
don't like, and everybody has such a great radar now because we've been sold to from the time we were little kids. Like, and you recognize, like you like, man, I see the pitch. Like, go ahead, run the pitch. Yep, got it. I don't want it. Like, I don't want it. You won't even let him run the pitch. You're like, nah, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
nobody's
Right
sitting
there, let
there.
me stop you.
Yeah,
Hold up. Yeah. But
they
we all you not use, we all help each other in an aspect, some kind of aspect. But nobody wants to be totally used. You get what
nope,
I'm saying? Like it's okay to be like, hey, Fire, do you mind if you do this for me as a favor? You get what I'm saying? And then I would come
yep,
back and ask you for it.
nope,
Like it's nothing wrong with that because that's what we're supposed to do if we're friends
yep,
in a business. But to be used? No.
nah,
Uh-uh.
nah.
Mm-mm.
And you can spot them because they're the ones that are never putting in. There's the ones that are never doing their part, like of
Right.
this deal. Like it's always a take rather than
It's
a
always
a give and take.
lopsided. Like,
Yeah, yeah, and it's obvious. Like you sitting there at the top of the seesaw going, you gonna push down? You gonna let me get to the ground?
yeah.
Nah,
But they
I like
feel
it
like
down here.
because you are who you are in your platform, that you're
Mhm.
supposed to help them. Like,
Yeah,
help me. Like, you are who you are. You got to help me. You should be doing this. You should be doing. And it's like, but I'm not even where I want to be yet. Can I get? I'm still got to get
right.
up a little. You know. They're like, no, you're good. Help me. You know.
No, just because you didn't do the work, they didn't put in the time, they didn't put in the effort. Like there's only two ways to get to the top in this business, and it's either sweat equity or it's you paid for it. That's it. That's the only two options. You
And
either
I
got the
did
money to pay
both.
for it, right?
I did
Right.
both. And so, because I done
And-
been in a hospital, I didn't had exhaustion, all kind of stuff trying to stay up in this music industry. You know what I mean? I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? He was like, you gotta get some rest. That's what's wrong with you.
what's
You
that?
go home and get some sleep. I was like,
Yeah. What?
sleep? What's that? Like, I don't understand. But now I sleep, you know, and I rest. But before I was like going, you know how they say, don't sleep, don't sleep, sleep when you dead. And I'm
Yep.
like, yeah, like I'm gonna die if I don't fucking rest. You know, I was really killing myself and I let myself go physically. And I
Yep.
just, you know, I said, nope. As soon as I get a cold or I sneeze wrong, I'm like, the show's off. Like, see y'all motherfuckers next month. Like, I need a break.
That's dude. That's I wish that I could say that I actually do get the rest. I'm still in the hustle. I can't help it.
Because you haven't fallen yet. And if you ain't
Oh,
fallen, then this cool. Keep going until you do. But
I'm
when you
maxing out.
fall, I'm telling you, that shit is a whole bitch. I'm trying to tell you, you will take a break later. You be like, nah, I feel it. You know, I feel it coming
Yeah.
on, and I just give it up.
Oh,
Because in this industry, right, there's no vacation for us. There's nobody saying, hey, take a vacation. Then when you going to take your vacation, right? We don't
yeah.
have that because it's the night. It's like you can work all times of night, all times a day, early in the morning. There's no breaks in this shit. So the only break is when your body breaks.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That's your
It,
time.
it ain't it ain't broke yet. It ain't broke yet.
You
So I'm
good
gonna keep
then.
it going. I'm
You
gonna keep
good.
it going. Like I've maxed out. So that's also the other goal for this last 3 years was of the 10-year plan is to max out and see what I'm capable of. Like, have you ever tested? And I know you have, but like, have you ever tested yourself and actually seen what you're capable of? Like, really, really capable of. Like most people don't. They don't max out. Like
Amen.
they still got some in the reserve. I'm borrowing shit to try and keep it going. Like I am trying to keep that shit like rolling all the way through. Like we doing like right now, like the project that I'm working on right now is as a collab project. It's 13 artists. We're coming together to make a story. We're doing a heist. Like we're robbing we're gonna rob a weed dispensary. So like
You said you're
it's
gonna rob it?
yeah in the album like
Oh, okay.
no we ain't
Hold on now.
I ain't putting it on I ain't putting it on air no um no, no but we're making this album. It's a concept album and it's the first of a 8-year project. Like it's and they're not all gonna be here. It's really just me doing this collaborative thing so that I can bring artists together that have never networked. And so that's because I know a lot of artists. So it's like, hey, y'all want to be a part of this? And I asked. It was written for 8 people, and then I asked more than I thought because I thought people were gonna say no,
Yeah.
and so they all
You
said
really
yes. And it was
fall
like,
off too sometimes.
shit. Oh, they have people have fallen off after we wrote them in. So it was like, well, we gotta get a replacement. All right, well, and
Right.
we pulled people in, and
They
it ended up
didn't,
being
so you was stuck with all of them.
it was amazing. It was
That's
amazing. The
good
fact that the people that dropped, the ones that replaced them, ended up being better than they were, and it was like it feels like it's supposed to be. We actually film in 2 weeks and one day. We're gonna film a mini movie. We got it's about a 15 to 18 minute runtime.
though.
I've never done videos before like that. Like I've been a part of videos, but never on that scale. But now it's all on me and my company. So I'm like,
That's good.
all right, let's see how it goes.
Yeah. You
Um,
testing the limits.
I'm super happy with it. And that's actually what I was gonna say before we jump off here was normally we do a performance freestyle something like that, but today because you promote so many people and so many things,
Yeah.
like we going that break that rest, we
I'm
going we going.
mad if I promote one and then why you promote me and you didn't. I
Ooh,
don't feel like hearing all that.
yep,
So
yep, yep, yep. So instead, I'm gonna go ahead and promote the last single we did, it's a hashtag Heist Club. This one is done by Aunt Kelly. He's playing the role of the we called him Crazy Number 2 because there is no Crazy Number 1. He's just that crazy. He's off his meds. That's the name of the track, and it's essentially he's playing the distraction. Like he's bringing the cops to him so that they're far away from the dispensary. So we got we got that planned out.
Distraction.
Yeah, the distraction. That's actually where he's in all the scripts. He's in the distraction zone. Like I didn't know what to call it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play this real quick and see what you think of this guy.
Okay.
I really do. I was it's out on all platforms and Kelly. There we go.
His name is what?
His name is oh wait.
Fuck, man. I'm about to go dumb, man. Got this tribe with me, this pistol.
Shadow said he got a job for me, I'm here to reach some head, but I don't trust his piggy god. If he move funny, then I blast him. And I might run off on Shadow when we finally get the package. All I gotta do is play it cool and snatch it when he lacking. My job been cut my hours and my plug been hella dry, and I just left my little bitch because she told me hella lies. When I walk up in this weed shop, everybody about to die, but I can't shoot T.O. with stack cause he's the dude we got inside. Yo, I'll cause destruction when I walk in the door. I'm about to smile at the sight of blood and brains on the floor. Your boy done did a lot of dirt, yeah, I'm itching for more. Then I'ma double cross everyone and keep the whole score. Get it poppin' with the chopper, turn some noggins into pasta. Ligaments get chopped up, they ain't getting said by doctor. If the yopper get the jamming, it's okay, I got the Glock. If I'm Tony, then Shadow was Frank, cause I'ma knock the boss off. Just pulled up to the spot, fuck my trigger finger itching. Somebody walked out the store, I up this gun in and I clipped up. I've been jonesing for this kind of action, I'm dumb sadistic. Columbine this whole block, yo, I aim with good precision. I done robbed a couple stores before and did like 20 burglaries. But this a different ballgame, I turned a heist into a murder spree. Shadow fucked up the moment he said a word to me. The way I'm about to burn this whole crew, it's in the 3rd degree. Better for the pedal when we finish the job, cause y'all probably get the chair if we get snatched by the law. I ain't been on my medication, so my mental been off. So everybody that I come across, yo, they getting popped. Yo, I've been paranoid that someone might be wired. If I get jammed up and fucked, I can't afford to get indicted. Wait, that ain't my gun, I just heard fire. Am I bugging or not? Yo, I hope that ain't a sniper. I think I'm tripping.
Yeah, he definitely came in. He understood the assignment. That's
He
really what
understood.
it was. So it's yeah, like that's for that's Aunt Kelly, and it's on hashtag Heist Club. Check it out, all streaming platforms. I have to thank Fiyachick. That was a great conversation. I appreciate your time. It is valuable, and I'm definitely gonna hit you up on one of them hats for show.
I'm definitely gonna send you one, so you got that. Just give me some time.
On it, yo, you
gotta
got
order
all the
some
time in the
new
world.
But
Yeah, anybody you got to give shout outs to?
shout out to all my air daughters, the Performance Battle League members, my best friend. Shout out to the Down, and shout out to you and you know what I'm saying? The shit. What is it? The shitting. The
Shoot the
shitting.
shits.
Shooting shits, and everything that you got going on, and how you helping all the artists. So shout out to you with that. And that's about it. Make sure y'all tap in Mondays 10 to 1 with Air It Out Radio. Tap into the merch. It's on the website, airitoutradio.net. And the Performance Battle League. Make sure y'all follow.
Yo, I'm gonna keep y'all posted on it. Again, I appreciate your time. Peace.